Well, hello my beautiful Scorpio, welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with a little bonus reading all about you. I've already cleansed your space and have meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings and I will never reach out to you personally to offer one. Also, I will never ask you for money, e-gifts or donations. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space hourly, so please be mindful there's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Scorpio, this is a little bonus reading all about you. Us tarot readers, we tend to talk about money, love, career, but we never ask, how are you doing? So this reading is going to address that. I'm only using one deck because I love the simplicity it lends to this reading. And I'm going to get 6 cards and I'll read from there. Now also, I have opened a competition to win a free personal reading from me. I'll let you know how to win that at some point in the reading, maybe at the end, because some people are here just for the reading and I don't like to waste anyone's time. So let's get straight to it. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Scorpio? What are they going through right now? How can they move through this period? What's coming for them on the other side? Can you please show them the way? What do they need to be aware of? Can you please help them in this moment? What are they meant to be seeing at this time? We've got the Death card. I mean, when are you ever not having the Death card or the Tower? Major transformation going on. You've changed, my beautiful Scorpio. Something within you has changed over the last couple of years, and it's major. You may be looking at the world in a new way. You may be looking at old cycles or old belief systems and transforming from there. It feels very much like a springboard. We've got the Hermit card. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. These are 2 major Arcana cards. So you've been going through a lot right now. Major things are changing in your life on a big scale. Some of you could be like thinking about moving, your job has changed. I mean, this reading is really not about those aspects. It feels like the root is within you. You've changed, your perspective has changed, and I feel like there's an energy here of, you know, you kind of withdrawing to look at the changes within yourself. Some of you have been feeling really isolated in those changes. It's like you withdraw in order to get to know yourself on a different level. But also, you've been looking at friendships and how they've evolved, how people and situations have been evolving around you. And you've also been noticing that you enjoy your own company, you enjoy your own solitude, but at the same time, part of you feels somehow like you're on the outside looking in. Even if you're in a group of people, somehow you feel a little bit detached, a little bit different or isolated from those people. So you may be looking at the dynamics in friendships at this moment in time and how the environment, the day, the world, how it has changed and how it has informed you. And now, you know, I feel for some of you with the Hermit, it's almost like you've become the watcher of life, the observer. You've been like noticing things that perhaps other people have not been noticing. But also with the star energy, I feel like, you know, there's lots of revelations here, but you're choosing a healthier life. So even though you may feel that friendships have evolved, maybe even downsized a little bit, or you're stepping away from things that have been toxic, or you're actually responding to things in a very different way now, it feels like you're on a journey of discovery, which feels a little bit like you're alone in this. But at the same time, you are okay with that. And I feel for some of you, especially if, you know, you are feeling isolated or alone, I feel, you know, that Hermit energy, the Hermit goes into the cave of life on purpose in order to seek solitude, in order to gain inspiration. And I feel some of you, you know, you will emerge once you've gone through this transformation. And of course, there are people who are wondering where you're at. So I feel like you do have people in your life who love you and really deeply care about you, but sometimes you need your own space. And I feel like you've been kind of like wrestling with that, where, you want to be there for the people you care about and love and give all your time, care, and attention, but at the same time, you want to be a little bit more reserved and basically find, your passions in your solitude, learn more about yourself, go through a personal journey of self-discovery, pay more attention to you, because the first card is the Death card, which is a Scorpio card. Now, I'm going to look at your cards overall before I give each of your cards individually. I feel like you've been going through a very intense period of healing. You've got the star energy there. This is a journey that you've walked alone. I feel some of you, now don't shoot the messenger when I say this, there's part of you that's feeling a little bit lost, okay? You're trying to navigate through life. You've had a lot on your mind. And some of you, I feel this energy of, it's almost like you've been wandering, okay? And part of you is feeling a bit lost, but the other part of you is realizing that this is a blank canvas of life. It could go in any direction. So I feel like you've still got your goals, you've still got your dreams, you still know what you are moving towards, but I feel some of you, it's that period of delving a little bit deeper into who you are and learning more about yourself, because you're curious, but also you are in a period of discovery. And it just feels like for some of you, and this is where I say don't shoot the messenger, it's almost like for some of you, you've chosen to be a little bit lost on purpose, to just find an alternative way. It can be exciting to lose yourself in work or lose yourself in relationships, in love, lose yourself, but still retain a sense of self. Now that sounds counterproductive. I totally get that, but that's what's coming out from this reading. So perhaps someone out there understands what I mean by that or is going through that. It's almost like if you feel lost on purpose sometimes, it helps you discover a new avenue, or it opens you up to the curiosity of where life could go. And I feel some of you are trying to reconnect to that because you feel life has become a little bit stale, or you feel stuck in a rut where it's like the humdrum of life, repetitive cycles, and you're just bored with the same old thing. You need to transform. You need to revamp. You are the death and the rebirth of the zodiac. So I feel you're transforming a part of your life and you don't know how it's going to go, and you feel a little bit isolated or alone in these changes, but it's something that you've got to do. Okay, and this could be that you have got to take a different path than everybody else in life, or you have observed that life is changing, the world is changing, and you may see things that other people don't see, and you are taking alternative paths to things that will really truly make you happy. Because the destination is love. The destination is self-care. The destination is you empowering yourself. And I feel a lot of you have gone through some major difficulties, really been tested, haunted by the past even. And I feel a lot of you have been going through like a trauma response. You've got the Nine of Swords. So this can indicate that, you've been living life like on the edge of your seat, in terms of your nerves in some way, or you've been anxious about something. For some of you, your sleeping patterns have changed and it just feels a little bit disorientating in some way, but you're finding your way back to yourself, if that makes sense. Because I feel like you're not truly lost. It feels that you're allowing yourself to wander a little bit so that you can rediscover different aspects of yourself. You're doing a deep dive spiritually into who you are. So that's profound. That's something that's probably not going to come out in a lot of other people's readings, but it feels something that is important to you, and it is a must, okay? Also, what I'm seeing here is that some of you, it's like you're coming out of that now, okay? I feel like some of you are expecting troubles ahead, and you're kind of like trying to plan or prepare every eventuality, because, I shouldn't really come to this card first, but the Eight of Swords, it is kind of calling to me, and it feels very much like you're looking at alternative routes, okay? I'm not seeing the maze as, it's really interesting. I never see mazes like this. It feels like a training ground, and with this card. For you, it's almost like, okay, if I take this route and there's a blockade, okay, I need to double back and I need to go this way because I need an alternative plan. And if I go this way, then that means that's going to happen. It feels like a strategy or a training ground. Like, what if that doesn't work out? What if I come across a blockade? What if? And I feel like you're just reflecting on all the what ifs so that you can actually almost find a direct route to the place that you want to go to, so that you avoid all the pitfalls and all the blockades and the what ifs, if that makes sense. So it's really interesting. Never seen a maze like a training ground ever before, but it's almost like you've plunged yourself into all the potentials and possibilities to see what could go wrong. So therefore you're prepared so it doesn't go wrong. You know, that's what I'm seeing. It's almost like a blueprint. And this is like life in general. This could be like world events. It could be you on a personal level. Like, for example, if you are trying to accomplish something in your life in some way, this goal, because I mean, the Ace of Cups, although the goal is self-love, unconditional self-love at that, whether it is, you know, you choosing love as in a relationship or choosing the people that you love, whatever, you know, that energy lends itself to, there's also this energy of you following your heart to obtain your goals. And you will. And the universe is going to step in divine timing to offer you something that you've been working truly hard to accomplish, to the point where it's reminding you that sometimes we cannot plan for life. Sometimes if we are in the mode of always planning, which is a wonderful trait, of course, but it can also bring up anxiety. It can bring fear, you know, because you're imagining all the potentials of what could go wrong. And sometimes we should start to more imagine what could go right, okay? Because that will change our frequency. It will change our thought patterns. Sometimes we can, you know, catastrophize. We can actually think of the worst case scenario, and then we start to draw it in towards us. Remember, thoughts become things. So I totally see the value of you seeing what could go wrong, because I'm a Scorpio as well. So I totally understand that. We start to think, okay, if that happens, then I need to be prepared. I don't want to be taken unawares. But also, I feel there is something really good coming your way that reminds you sometimes you're going to be taken unawares in life, and it can be fun. It would be something that you would celebrate and be excited about. So try to think more about all the possibilities of what could go right and what you will love to receive in the future, and not just the, you know, plan for the worst. Okay, so that's coming through there as well. Now also, I feel there is something big here that you're walking away from, something big that you're ending, because in clarity and in truth, you're choosing a healthier path. And I feel, you know, the Nine of Swords present with the Ace of Cups, for some of you, I really get a sense here that you've had some sort of trauma in your life that has kept you feeling that the worst is yet to come, or that more negative things are on the way. But I actually see that you're someone who is maturing enough to know that you can be in control of these things, and that these things come to shift and change, to transform and basically enhance your life long term. Sometimes when you're in the midst of change, it can feel really turbulent. But know that on the other side of this, the universe has got your back and is actually offering you something way better than you have at the moment. Now, I do see that you have a lot of good things going on in your life, okay? But I also see you have a desire to change. So some of you, this is to revamp yourself or to change yourself in some way. So this could be something aesthetically that you're changing, whether it's your hair, maybe it's your wardrobe, maybe it's your home space, maybe it is, for some of you, friendships, is what I see there. But I feel like you're walking away from something. Actually, I see you walking away from anything really that doesn't invest in you, but also I see you like walking away from anybody who is inconsistent, who tries to confuse you or tries to, you know, give you backhanded compliments or tries to drain your energy. I feel like you're not about it, and you are definitely walking away from those things. Now, after this period of confusion or soul searching, because I feel it's more about soul searching, you know, rediscovering parts of yourself that you lost touch with, but also rediscovering more about yourself, how you have changed through these turbulent times, how you've been like a warrior of life, and you have risen to the occasion to be flexible. And, you know, you still choose love. You still choose to open your heart to people. You still choose to care despite the circumstances that you've been through. I really feel like you have walked a very difficult journey so far. You've been tested along the way, but it has made you stronger and it has helped you mature. And I feel whatever goal it is that you're working towards right now, whether it is a personal transformation, whether it is a financial transformation, whether it's a transformation in terms of your love, your heart, your hormones, whatever it is, I definitely see that you will accomplish that. And, you know, I feel there's an energy also of conquering better sleep. You know, I feel that as well. Okay, so let's get to each card individually. We've got the Death card there, major change, major transformation. But also I see with this card, you're trying to look at your bad habits, things that you're tempted to slip into, old cycles repeat, allowing people to overstep a mark. I feel like you're really establishing your power and saying, no, enough is enough. You're stepping away from temptation. I definitely see with the Death card there that, you know, something that you're trying to cut out of your life, you will actually conquer it and cut it out forever. Okay, this could be something that perhaps has been making you feel low energy, low drive, low motivation, or it's been causing you to have like a scattered energy. Maybe you haven't been able to focus as much, brain fog, that sort of thing. I feel like you're cutting something out that's really going to help you in that area so that you can see clearly and have better focus and have more vitality, more energy, because, you know, it is partnered with the star. So this can indicate, you know, that you are looking at healthier ways of living. You're choosing a healthier lifestyle. Now, I just heard the Death Star, okay? So some of you, I mean, is the Death Star connected to Star Wars? I think it is. I'm not really sure. But maybe there's something astrologically going on there as well. I have to look that up because I'm not getting anything from my guides at this moment. I just heard the Death Star. So maybe someone just said the Death Star. But it feels like you looking at things that are temporary in your life, they're fizzling out. You know, I feel anything that drains your energy or anything that presents itself as temporary, it's just going now. You're decluttering your life. You're reorganizing your life in some way. I mean, you are someone who sees the value in an ending. You see that it promotes growth. It's always giving way to a new beginning. So I feel, you know, there's fresh new starts available here for you. So for some of you, it could be a fresh new way of living, a lifestyle choice. It could be a fresh new diet. It could be a fresh new take on a person. It could be a fresh new solution to an old problem. Whatever it is, I definitely see that you're embracing the new, because nothing really ends. It transforms into something other. So I definitely see that you are transforming at this time, maturing. You've got the Hermit card. I actually see that you're an old soul, that you came to this lifetime with a lot of knowledge, and you know, you're different from other people. And I'm not here to give you an ego rub. You just see things that other people do not see. You have been someone who has reflected on life. You tend to be someone who's very thoughtful, very observant. You see everything about a person, their body language, the way that they use their tone when they talk to you. You can discover the undercurrent of a person's motivations like that. And that can be a blessing, but also a curse, because it means that, you know, you can safeguard yourself from anyone who's trying to bamboozle you, but also it means that you can see a person's motivations before sometimes they can even see them themselves. And, you know, it can disappoint you or frustrate you. And that's why I feel this sense of, you know, it's such a cliche sometimes where they say Scorpio doesn't trust anybody. But it's not that. It's more than that. It's that you want to trust a person, but you know that human nature, it tends to reveal people as letting others down. A person may have every intention to not let someone down, but, you know, eventually we're all human, and sometimes we do. Sometimes, you know, if someone's promised you something, they may not really hold up their end of the bargain, and they may intend to, but they may fall short of it. And there'll be that one like special person who is there for you all the time, but you tend to be that person, that special person who is there for people all the time. And I feel some of you are soul searching, but also you're searching for people like you, people who invest in the same way, a soul tribe member, And I actually see with that Ace of Cups that there is someone coming in that you will really love. I actually see that you have a lot of people around you that support you and that love you as well. But I feel like you're looking for a person who perhaps is on the same spiritual path as you, has the same belief system as you. Now, of course, you love it when someone debates you or when someone doesn't agree with what you agree with, because it informs you. You are mature enough to see things from different sides, is what I see. And there may be a person right now in your life who you feel, you know, they're somehow detaching from you, but I feel also you've detached from them in some way. The relationship or the friendship has changed. Now, this could be with a friend. It could be with a family member. It could be someone, you know, in your personal circumstances, whether it's work or the neighborhood. You feel there's a detachment there. And part of you feels a little bit sad that it's happened, but you recognize that this person, they're very independent. They have their own way of living and doing things, and so do you. But there is a common ground, and there's a lot of love and a lot of respect here. And relationships transform and change. And I feel this person, you know, even though they're detaching in some way, know that they're not leaving your life, and know that there is a lot of love here. And this person, they will be present and ever constant. And whenever you need them or they need you, you will be together helping each other. So that's come through. It's very random, but it's just come through there as well. So if you feel like there's a transformation in a friendship and you're kind of lamenting it a little bit, know that it is evolving, it is changing, and it could be that this person's got into a relationship and they're kind of distancing themselves because they're submerging themselves in a relationship, or it could be vice versa, or it could be that this person, you know, there's something that they are trying to figure out for themselves right now, and they just need their alone time to do that. But I'm also feeling that's something from you. It's really interesting because when you're going through it, you're submerged in it, and it may feel a little bit isolating or disappointing when you see it from others, but know that everybody has their path to walk. And I just feel like people are shifting at this time in the world, and there is going to be major growth in this relationship. It'll actually make your relationship and friendship stronger later on down the line, okay? Now, the Death card can also indicate something big has changed in you, but also has ended for you. And it's a gateway to more. It's a gateway to better. So I feel with that star energy, this is a card of healing, but it's also a card of clarity. You are aware that there is one constant thing in this life, and that is change. There's one thing we can bank on. Things change. People change. Seasons change. Scenarios change. Opportunities change. And, you know, the world changes. So I feel right now you're looking at change and how you can gain an insight to protect yourself with changes that are ahead, because we have that Nine of Swords there for you. So some of you are getting intuitive downloads, how the world is going to change, and you're basically preparing and protecting yourself, because the Eight of Swords can be a protection card as well. You know, in the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot, the figure is surrounded by 8 swords, and they're all pointing down. They are put in the earth as a protective measure. So surrounded by swords, it can indicate that right now you're in a period of inner truth, that you are tapping into your intuitive gifts. You're seeing things that other people do not see. Okay, so it can be that you're tapping into different frequencies at this time, and that's okay. Some people are not meant to see, and you may be there to kind of help them see or give them clarity. But remember, we cannot force a person to transform, to see, or to open their eyes to something that perhaps you can see that would help them. Sometimes we have to allow a person to discover their own path, and that's really hard as a parent, as a sibling, as a friend, as, you know, a co-worker, as a neighbor, whatever labels we have in life as well. It's hard to know something that can help another person, and that person just doesn't see it, and then they just don't want that advice. So sometimes we have to, in our maturity and our wisdom, we have to detach and let go and let them discover for themselves, because we all have lessons to learn in this lifetime. Now also the star energy, especially with the Nine of Swords there, something's been haunting you. This could be a memory from the past. I feel like you're healing it and looking at it from a different angle right now and seeing how it really doesn't have the same effect on you anymore. You're choosing to let go of it. maybe even forgive it. And remember, forgiveness, it's not there to let someone else off the hook. It is there to lighten your karmic load. Because remember, anger or resentment or bitterness of the past, it's basically an energy where, we feel that anger, it's an emotional punishment for ourselves, for something that someone else did. So I feel in that knowledge, you're allowing yourself to let go of past resentments or hurt or pain or trauma. It formed you, it shaped who you are, and it influenced how you operate in life, but you're not allowing it to impede on your happiness going forward. So you're lightening your karmic load in order to let go so that you can be free of it. I definitely see a liberation and a transformation and a healing going on here. But the star energy also can indicate, especially with the death card, and I'm sending a huge hug out there, some of you beautiful Scorpios are healing from a bereavement. Okay, and if you've lost someone really close to you, I'm sending so much love. There are no words of comfort, and I wish I could literally reach down the camera and scoot you all up and we just hold each other. Okay, as you know, there are going to be waves of emotion, and I feel like you're going to just ride those waves. Know that this person, they walk with you. You may not be able to see them, but you can feel them, and they're giving me a symbol in the water right now, because I'm scrying at the same time as doing your reading. They're giving me 2 horseshoes interlinked. Now, horseshoes represent good luck, opportunity, but these 2 horseshoes are interlinked. So I feel this is like this person is still with you, and that you are going to be stable and move through these emotions. But also I feel like they're guiding you towards better luck. Okay, this could be a sign or a symbol that is already relevant to you and this person, but if not, it is a sign or a symbol that you will see over the coming weeks, months, and even years. This person will constantly send that as a symbol or sign, but also they want you to ask for a personal sign, and they will give it. Okay, they hear your conversations, they hear your thoughts, and that they never really leave your side. And they're going to guide you through what you feel is the difficult times ahead. They're with you, and I actually feel there's a long line of ancestors who walk behind you in spirit, and they're propping you up. You are a warrior naturally, but also you've got the strength of your whole family right behind you. And whatever difficulty you feel like you face right now or you're going through right now, know that you're going to come out the other side, and they love you so much, and they're so proud of you, and they are helping you get to where you need to go as well. Okay, so with a lot of love and respect, I'm going to move away from that energy, but some of you may be healing from this experience, and I feel, that they'll never really leave your thoughts, but also you're going to feel their presence by your side, okay? So I'm just going to move away from that energy. Now, I do see a lot of you beautiful Scorpios, you may have been in hermit mode, literally, for quite a long time, withdrawn, off-grid, and you've started to emerge, transformed, different in some way, whether this is a physical transformation or a personal transformation. And I feel this desire, and this may not resonate with everyone, but it is a protagonist energy. Some of you want to be seen. You want to come out of hermit mode. You want to connect to your passions. You want to live your truth and express yourself, and you want to be seen. I feel some of you have transformed in a way where you articulate yourself in a different way. The way that you express yourself has changed, and you're allowing yourself to be seen. You've matured. I feel like you are reaching a period where you are reconnecting to a part of yourself, but also you've discovered a new part of yourself where you are, speaking your truth, even if your voice shakes. And I feel like you are empowering yourself and you're allowing yourself to be seen. The star energy is a card of being in the spotlight. It's a card of fame for some of you. So some of you are definitely on a trajectory to be very successful in your life, to the point where you are seen by people. Your reputation is going from strength to strength. So if you do want to be famous, I definitely see that you're destined for the top. It will be a lonely path. I want you to be aware of that. And you know that already. It's something that you already resigned yourself to knowing. So if you are headed to the top of your own company, or to the top of a business or an industry, It's lonely at the top, but you're required to have that level of focus, and you went off grid in order to walk that path because you needed to be obsessed about this goal or this dream to make it happen, to make it a reality, and it will, okay? Now also, the star is clarity. So some of you, if you've been having a bit of brain fog, if you've been going through a major transformation or milestone in your life, for some of you it could be, something within you has changed. It could be a bodily function. For example, it could be like you're going through the menopause, or you're going through something. And with the Eight of Swords, you've been feeling a little bit of brain fog, or you feel that as you mature, the way you think is different, but also the way that your body works is a little bit different, like hot flushes. For some of you, this could be that you're going through a milestone era where you've moved into like a big birthday year, okay? And it's like you are transforming and evolving with that. I definitely see for some of you, if you have been going through something like the menopause, I feel like there is a breakthrough here for you, okay? You may have actually felt that no one helps, or that there's a lot out there to inform you, but nothing has been helping you, but suddenly you'll discover something that really helps you. Also, sleep. It's a must. So I feel for some of you, it's connected to sleep. So that could mean that you have need for a certain vitamin that perhaps aids with sleep. I'm feeling magnesium right now as well, but I feel some of you are going to identify a vitamin deficiency that you have been living with that has caused quite a few issues, but I feel if you're going through menopause, it's amplified something, and you will find a root cause of it, and you will discover a better way to manage it, is what I see there, okay? Now, some of you may have been unwell as well recently. You may have been catching like seasonal colds. Your immune system may have been down a little bit. The star energy does indicate that you are healing, but this is more about you and your personal development path, the things that you're wishing for. And I feel some of those things have changed now. I feel, the things you wanted many years ago may be different from what you want now, and that's okay. That doesn't mean that you've given something up. It means you've evolved from it. The Death card is evolution. It is a card that indicates that, you transform with the years, and, the things that we desire, they also evolve. And we have to be flexible enough to move through these changes, which I feel like you totally are. Now, the Hermit card, of course, it's in the resistance position at first. Now, this can indicate that you want to get out there. You don't want to be in hermit mode for so long. I feel like you want to make sure that you reconnect to people and your passions, but also this card is very important in this position. It will go into the upright, but in its present state, it really feels like you're looking at patterns or cycles of repeat. Times where you gave away your power, or someone underestimated you, the way people treat you. I feel like you're looking at patterns or cycles and saying, enough. You do not want to repeat these cycles anymore. So you're empowering yourself, first of all, by noticing it and saying enough is enough, and you're transforming it. You're nipping things in the bud right now. So I definitely see here that you're reflecting on where you need to basically exert your self-sufficiency, your independence, but also now the energy that I'm getting from this card is like, if, for example, someone hurt you or someone did something that basically was not acceptable, there's like a go-to response, which is to withdraw. Maybe to think about it, to ruminate on it, to dissect it, not to get revenge on it, because I feel like you're evolved enough not to exact revenge anymore, or maybe you were evolved enough from the very beginning not to exact revenge, but there's an energy, success is your revenge is what I see there, but it's more that you're not doing that anymore. If someone upsets you, you're nipping it in the bud straight away. You're saying, hey, you don't get to talk to me that way. Hey, I don't like that behavior. Hey, that's not a healthy response. I really feel like right now, you're just not withdrawing to, formulate a plan or lick your wounds or have that poker face that says, you didn't get to me. I'm not giving you a reaction. I feel like you have matured to a position where you're really good at making sure that no one sees that they hurt you, okay? And then maybe you go home and think, oh my gosh, why did they do that? And then you get so upset and it wounds you. It really wounds you. You really care, but you may not allow people to see that part of you because, you know, you are someone who is very, very strong. And you develop this as a trauma response. And I feel like in your level of healing and personal development that you've been going through right now, something is unlocked in you and you're like, no, I'm not doing that anymore. So I feel like you're reversing cycles or you're reprogramming yourself in some way to basically highlight something in that moment. Now, don't get me wrong. If someone's arguing with you, you have a temper it's like no other, okay? I'm a Scorpio too. I totally understand that. We can go to that place. We don't want to go to that place because that place is scary for the other person, but also for us. We don't want to go there because it feels intense. It feels like all-consuming and very powerful indeed. So I feel like you've learned to step back because you don't want to get to that 0 to 100 energy because it doesn't really solve anything. It's more destructive and you use it really as a last resort. However, I feel that part of you is like, I'm changing now, and you know, you're not going to go to that 0 to 100 place, but at the same time, you're just going to be like, you don't get to try to push my buttons, or you don't get to try to anger me, or you don't get to try to destroy me without me saying something about it. I just feel like you're not withdrawing anymore. Because some of you may have been withdrawing, okay? That's what I feel. Because there's this energy of like, you know what? Life's too short. I'm just going to just step back and I'm just going to have a different revenge, like success. I'm going to plunge myself into my goals and my dreams and screw you guys. I'm just going to like move away from it all. I'm going to just go off grid in silence. But I feel with the energy here, it's like, nope, not going to do that anymore. Now I'm going to like speak my truth, even if it shakes. You know, you're really good at sort of like cutting someone down if they need to be cut to size, but I feel like you tried to choose the path of peace and you're really good at it. And I feel you are still choosing the path to peace, but the path to peace doesn't mean that someone can mistake your kindness or your peace for weakness. So I feel, you know, you're finding the healthy balance in that. Now, again, that was a very profound energy. The Hermit energy does indicate that there will be a period where you need to withdraw. Again, I feel like you're very busy. There's been so many changes going on in your life that I feel like you're exhausted, but also you're fed up with the way things are at the moment. So I feel like you're choosing to be the transformation in the world that you seek. So I definitely see that, you know, you are looking at how you can transform the world or benefit your life in some way and take the power back so that you can transform your circumstances to follow your heart. I mean, the Hermit energy, it does indicate that some of you are in need of a temporary timeout. There's a difference. Withdrawing and going into Hermit mode doesn't mean that you're not busy. I feel like you're super busy all the time, pushed and pulled in many different directions. You've had a lot on your plate. And I feel that, you know, even when you withdraw, you're still doing stuff. You're formulating plans. You're thinking about the next steps. You're thinking about what that person said to you about 10 years ago and how you should have responded and how you probably would respond now and how different it was and all those conversations, the woulda, coulda, shouldas. But now I feel like you're not allowing that to affect you. You're trying to live more presently, and your first response is always your most honest response. So I feel, you know, you're nipping things in the bud, if that makes sense. Now we've got that Eight of Swords, and it is in the resistance position. So at first it's like this, and this indicates, you know, that you are someone who is a very deep thinker. Sometimes you overanalyze things as well, which can breed a little bit of anxiety, and it can feel like you've got a lot on your mind, and sometimes it can feel overwhelming. But this is also a card that indicates in this position that you're liberating yourself out of a very stuck situation, and that you are moving on from something that was truly difficult and kept you stuck for a long time. In terms of your personal development and goals, I definitely see that some of you, you feel like you're a long way off from reaching the place that you want to be, whether that's in terms of your health, whether it's in terms of finances, whether it's in terms of your goal. and you may have felt that everything or people tried to step in your way and prevent you from reaching your goal. But I actually see that the universe is stepping in to offer you something that you are going to really love, okay? There's divine intervention here. I want you to be aware. When you're going through difficult times, it is to strengthen you. It doesn't feel good. I know that. I've been challenged so many times. We always get challenged in life. It's helping us spiritually evolve. It gives us wisdom. You know, lessons that we learn maybe 10, 15, 20 years ago, we may not see the value of it until now, for example. So you may have experienced something a couple of years ago that you thought, that was awful. Why did I experience that? And now you may come into contact with a very similar experience, and now you know how to handle it in a different way that empowers you and benefits you long term. That Eight of Swords, you know, the tree is in the center. A lot of you are trying really hard to create balance, harmony in your life, and plant roots. You know, feel stable, settle down. I mean, there is an Ace of Cups here. Some of you have had really turbulent experiences when it comes to love, because you tend to give your heart fully, and, you know, you merge with another person, and, you know, you really go deep when it comes to love. So some of you may have had a very difficult relationship experience. But if you're still looking for love, love is coming towards you. And with that Nine of Swords, I feel, you know, it is going to take you by surprise, and it is going to change your world, and it's going to be wonderful. Okay, I feel, have faith. It's going to be a very exciting experience. But I'm also getting this energy of where you belong in the world, okay? Because some of you, that card can indicate some of you, and I've already mentioned it, about feeling a bit lost or searching for direction at this time. You know, it's really interesting because you can have a goal, but still feel like you don't know the path on which to discover or reach that goal. But know that the universe is going to make the path clear. All you need to focus on is the goal. Putting one foot in front of the other, and you will reach it. The universe is going to take 10 steps towards you to help you move towards your goals or your dreams. Now, I do see that some of you, especially with the Nine of Swords and the Eight of Swords back to back, I feel like you are an overthinker, but also I feel like you've been very challenged recently, really tested. I feel like you're coming out of that now. I feel like you're going to find a solution to anything that's been testing you, mainly sleep. But I also see some of you, this is like what you watch before you go to bed, okay? Because the Hermit card is the watcher, okay? And it's reflecting on, like, if you're watching like negative news stories, for example, or, you know, sometimes there's like videos online, it's like, oh my gosh, the end of the world is nigh, and you're like, oh my gosh, I need to click this because I need to prepare. You know, sometimes that clickbait, it can change your cortisol levels, it can change your trauma response energy, it can change how you feel just before you sleep. Now, you may get a full 7 hours sleep, but you're waking up in the morning and going, I feel exhausted, or I feel drained, or I just feel like cloudy today. There can be many different reasons, but I feel for some of you, you need to be mindful of what you absorb in your mind, okay? Especially for bed, because I feel it may be draining your energy at this time. So for some of you, I definitely see that you're looking at that, because the Nine of Swords can be like poor sleep. But also the Nine of Swords is to preempt like something negative coming your way. You know, that is a twister right there. It's a tornado. So as you can see, there's two trees, okay? One is the path, you know, which is a maze of how to get there. There are infinite possibilities presenting itself, but there's only really one way, because every of the possibilities seems to have like some sort of brick wall or something in the way. But there's one path that leads to that tree, okay? And I actually see this tornado as you. No matter what, nothing will lie in your way. You are headed in the direction towards that tree, and nothing and nobody is going to stop you from reaching your goal. So I'm just going to pull a card on this Nine of Swords, because I actually see it as really positive. And normally I don't see things like Nine of Swords positive, but I am seeing this force to be reckoned with. It's almost like the changes within you. You're gathering up all of your strength to make some major change in your life right now, and it just feels like everything you've ever known, everything that you are, every experience is gathering this strength in order to walk a different path or heal a part of you to reach something. So I mean, for some of you, you could have sought guidance from a counselor, or you could have decided that enough is enough. You're transforming, you're leaving a part of yourself behind, or a pattern, a cycle repeat, and it just feels like you are the storm. You are the catalyst for change. Because remember, the death card is all about change. And tornadoes come along and they completely revamp a landscape. They just transform it. So it feels like you're the force of change in your life right now, and it's going to end up in a place where you really love it. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please clarify? Five of Pentacles, Nine of Wands. I'm getting an energy, that if you've been praying for something or asking the universe for something, you're going to get it, okay? And it's positive, is what I see. We have the Five of Pentacles. Some of you have been struggling with your health, okay? And again, I'm sending a huge hug out there. But as I said, I see a breakthrough happening here for you. It's in some way going to change the way you sleep, and you're going to get better sleep anyway. But the Five of Pentacles can also be that you're finding sanctuary after a period where you have found things to be really difficult. Some of you have been healing from abandonment issues as well. And you may be... It's almost like I'm getting an energy here as well, where people have tried to control you by knocking your confidence or making you feel like you're not enough, because they see that you are more than them. They see that you are more than they could ever be. Whether it's that you outshine them because you have the star energy, whether it's you're more talented than them, whether it is that you're physically more aesthetically beautiful than them or attractive than them. It's not about aesthetics at all, but I feel you have a lot of people in your life who look at you like you are more than them. And sometimes they want to knock your confidence, or they want to make you feel bad about yourself in some way. You're definitely distancing yourself from these people, but you may be asking why. And it's because you are more than them, or you have reached a certain energy in your life where you feel comfortable with who you are. You know, you're comfortable enough to walk away and go on a journey of self-discovery and kind of like revamp your whole life to the point where you submerge yourself in feeling lost so that you can rediscover yourself in a different way. You know, you have that courage to go and do the things that they feel they could never do, whether that's like go after a crazy, wild dream, you know, or a job opportunity that it feels like you tend to walk a path that is less traveled, and people look at you like, wow, that's a bit bold, that's a bit daring, I wish I could do it, but I can't. So instead of like supporting you, they go to tear you down, so that they try to prevent you and keep you in your lane or put you into a box of their expectation. But I feel like you're breaking out of that, and I feel like you're kind of distancing yourself from those people. I definitely see you're healing. If you've been unwell, I feel like you're going to make headway in whatever it is that you've been struggling with. The Nine of Wands, it indicates you're not giving up on something, but you're pushing past it. I mean, this can indicate that you are exhausted. You never give up, but I feel like you've been challenged. And, you know, I am clarifying the Nine of Swords here. This is the Nine of Wands. So it's almost like I'm getting an energy, especially since you got the Death card here. It's like whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger. That's what I'm really getting here with this reading right now. And I feel like you are the force to be reckoned with, because your final card there is the Emperor. Power, structure, being strict with yourself, changing things where you basically put yourself in a position that is stable, secure. You're thinking about your future. Some of you are also kind of preempting something that is to come in terms of the establishments, because the Emperor card can represent establishments, the way that a country or the world is run. Some of you may be feeling there is radical change to come, and you're right, of course, but looking at the Death card, the Star energy, the Hermit, the Ace of Cups, which we will come to, I feel, you know, you're in a position to protect you and your family in these changes, and I feel that some of you are thinking about living off grid or living an alternative lifestyle, and I definitely see that, you know, you're going to love it. You may be a little bit worried that it may be a little bit isolated, but I feel like you're going to find your community or your soul tribe, and actually you're going to love it. Now, of course, not every Scorpio is going through that right now, but I am picking up this energy. Some of you, it's more that you're walking a path of success that other people feel is not achievable, but you're going to achieve it, okay? Now we've got that Ace of Cups. This is divine intervention. So this is really about self-love, self-discovery. It's about loving yourself unconditionally and not neglecting your own needs. Remember, the cup of love, it starts with the self first. But also this is about you connecting to your heart, what your heart truly yearns for. Sometimes we have to take a period of pause, and in stillness comes wisdom. So I feel like, you know, your heart whispers. We've built a very loud lifestyle for ourselves. Society is super loud. We got phones, laptops, like traffic, airplanes, helicopters, all of the things. So I feel like some of you are taking a period of pause in order to listen to your heart, really know the way. The Eight of Swords is a tap into your intuitive gifts, to have no distractions. So I feel some of you are like trying to do that right now, embracing things like meditation, maybe yoga or some sort of spiritual practice. Develop your spiritual gifts at this time as well. Now also the Ace of Cups, this could be that you're yearning for love and that you may have had difficult experiences in love in the past, but remember, they are not going to be repeated in terms of a cycle, okay? There is a new person coming in for you. I feel this person's got very strong Virgo, Aquarius, Scorpio, Aries energy in their chart. Doesn't have to be sun, moon, or rising, but it is there, okay? And this person, they have also gone through some very difficult experiences in life, and I feel like they really value the sanctity of love and even marriage if you want to settle down. For some of you, especially if you've just had a child, you know, some of you, your world has completely changed and you love that child so much. There's so much love there, unconditional love. But I feel it has exhausted you. I feel for some of you, you've struggled with the change or the transformation. You're doing an awesome job. I want you to be aware of that. Everything has changed, but I feel there's an energy that you will get through this. No one comes with a manual of how to do life. You're instinctive. Naturally, you're just going to know what's right for your child. You may have had a lot of people try and tell you and give you lots of information, and they're doing it from the bottom of their heart. Sometimes you may feel it invades your space or your privacy, and sometimes you may feel it also feels like they're undermining your own knowledge, your natural affinity with your child. But I see that that's not their intention, but I feel you will find a common ground there as well. Of course, not everyone's going through that. For some of you, it could be that you are just moving into retirement, for example, and you're working on a different time and you feel isolated because maybe your family or your friends, they haven't, retired at the same time as you. So you feel a little bit bereft in that. But you're going to love it, okay? With the Nine of Swords present, for some of you, there is an energy of a time shift, like your circadian rhythm is completely off there. So I definitely see that, you will recalibrate that. And also, I'm just getting one more thing before I leave your reading. Let me just tap into that energy. One moment, please. There's something about, there's two things actually. Something about there's something about something that you drink that tastes a little bit different or off, okay? I don't know what that is that's coming through, but they're giving me an energy that there's like an ingredient that's been added to it and it doesn't agree with you anymore, or it doesn't agree with you, is what I'm seeing. You'll end up cutting that out, but I feel like you need to locate what it is, but I'm being given that it's something that you drink. So whether it's your, favorite drink, it just feels like it's hitting different now, and there's a new ingredient in it. I mean, it could be a preservative, it doesn't have to be, but so look at something that you really enjoy drinking if you've been feeling that you're a little bit off or it tastes a bit off, okay? You may find a nice alternative, but I see you cutting it out. And also, some of you may want to pay close attention to your eyes, okay? Because the Eight of Swords, it can connect to the eyes. It's an area that, you may feel that either your eyes have been super dry, super tired, or a little bit blurred recently. So you may go for an eye test there and get that sorted. I feel everything will work out fine, absolutely fine there, because I feel like you may just need to get some advice on how to manage it, for example. So yeah, that's coming through there as well. So I'm just going to move away from that and get your final cards before I close your reading. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Scorpio? Before I go, I am being nudged by my guides. There's a very important sentence they want you to be aware of. so I'm smiling and kind of like, it's because the guide who's giving me this, it's so sweet. They're nudging, saying, look, also let them know that they're loved. Let them know that they're loved. They must know that they're loved. Remind them of this sentence. That's what I'm hearing right now. So you must keep this sentence with you. You are loved, okay? It is something that is coming through very strongly. Loved by the people around you. Sometimes you may not feel it, but you are loved and respected. But my guides, especially one in particular, is pushing that you are loved. You must remember it. Okay. Thanks so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide? Oh, I'm loving that card that just popped out. It really connects to the Hermit card. And I got to be honest, I didn't quite pinpoint the energy, but I feel like I was kind of there. It was like you're feeling a bit lost, but it's almost like you put yourself there on purpose in order to rediscover things. Okay. So we've got between worlds. Okay, between worlds. And if you have the Hermit energy, you know, it's almost like a portal of reflection, but it also feels like this person is between worlds, you know? So I feel like, you know, you're spending a healthy dose in your mind, but also a healthy dose on the earthly plane, being practical, logical, but also, I mean, between worlds, it can indicate that, of course, you're feeling a little bit like in limbo at the moment, or you're trying to rediscover yourself, but also find an alternative way. But it can also indicate that, you know, you've been between worlds in terms of developing your spiritual gifts. You've been getting access to new knowledge. You've been getting access to spiritual gifts that perhaps you haven't had before, or you're developing ones that you have. It says here, there is one reality that is slowly dying to the one still waiting to be reborn. So that's the revamp. So I skirted on the issue, but I didn't obviously pinpoint exactly, but I feel this is exactly what it was that I was feeling. It says critical stage, the old and the new. I mean, your first card says it all, the old and the new. Letting go of something, embracing something new. Nothing really dies or changes, it transforms and it moves into a different state, okay? Just like energy. So I definitely see that, you know, you're in a period of evolution, and change, it can feel overwhelming. Maybe that's what the Nine of Swords is. Everything's changing. The world is changing. You're changing. Your friendships are changing. Environments are changing. Work environments are changing. Finances are changing. Everything's changing. And you're trying to find your place and your stability in that world. Please know that you are protected and redirected at this time, and that, you know, there are some really awesome things coming in here that are going to bring peace, harmony, and, you know, celebration as well there for you. We've got rebuilding. Now, I feel these two cards go hand in hand. Rebuilding poor choices. Okay, so you may be looking back at an experience that you had. Maybe you were in a relationship with someone and you feel that, you know, you chose to love that person. You fell in love with that person. You may feel that it was a poor choice. But remember, people are here for a reason or a season. That person was ushered into your life to teach you a lesson about valuing yourself, about reciprocity, about true love, about dedication, and, you know, about letting go of trust issues, or recognizing that not everybody is there to give you a negative experience. Not all relationships are negative if you've left a relationship, like a high-level commitment. Sometimes we outgrow a person and we can let go with love. So I feel like, you know, you have been a period of looking at the choices you've made and rebuilding because of it. I mean, some of you may have been going through a major tower in your life, major reconstruction, major rebuilding, especially since you've got the star energy there. That rebuilding card, it says here, reevaluate your life and adjust to thrive in your new circumstances. Focus on what you can control. And that's the energy that I've got. It's like you're retaining the sense of empowerment. You are the force to be reckoned with. Reinvent, revise, fixing. So I definitely feel this revamp going on in your life right now. And fixing can be like mending ourselves. You know, the experiences that we have, we are not just the sum of those things. We are more than that. So we must not allow those experiences that were negative to be all that we are and keep us stuck in that little box of expectation that others have of us. This is a time where you're breaking out, you're wild. I mean, if you think about a tornado, wild, unpredictable. And I feel like you're reconnecting to your sense of wildness, to your unpredictability, to your power, to your, energy where you can reconstruct your life in some way or reshape your landscape. And sometimes we got to break things down in order to rebuild things in the way that we want. And I definitely see that you're in a period of life like that right now. Now it says here, poor choices. Think again before making any decision at this time. Caution is needed. There's a hidden problem. Warning, reconsider, and no. Okay. So I'm just going to pull a card on that because that's a very strong energy there. If you feel that there's something that you're trying to transform or change right now and you feel pressurized into it, or you feel you need to do it right now, this is a period of pause. 9 of Swords, 9 of Wands. This is a time of questioning. Death card is stop, it's question. The Hermit is to pause, to reflect. So let me just see what that's about. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide? Investigate further. Be curious. Be open. You will find a solution, but a new focus is necessary right now. So what is the hidden problem? What's the hidden problem? I mean, the star energy finds the problem and finds a solution to it. Ace of Pentacles. Okay. So, I mean, I feel like either a new way is being presented to you because, the answer comes in the 2 aces. There is divine timing. There is divine opportunity. But it's like, don't rush into anything because something may be offered to you or all will be revealed when the moment is right. But do a little bit more digging before you make a decision, okay? You are the natural investigator of the zodiac. If there is a truth to be found or a solution to be found, you will dig deep and you'll find it. And you won't stop until you do. So I definitely see that, pausing, reflecting, intuitively you will know when the moment is right to move forward. And finally, we have helpful change. Now, I did mention that sometimes when radical change happens, we can go, why did we have that experience? Why did that happen? And we don't see the benefit of it until later on. Helpful change. It says here, you will navigate through change successfully by allowing the universe to assist you when you need it the most. And there it is. This is the hand of the universe. Aces are always divinely guided. They are divine intervention. And you've got that ace over there, the Ace of Pentacles. So assistance, ease, and facilitating. The universe wants to support you. The universe wants the best for you. So I definitely see with that butterfly, I mean, that's transformation. So for some of you, you may have been feeling like you're in the chrysalis of life. You're in the butterfly effect where you are in a transformation where you dissolve the whole part of yourself. That's what the butterfly does. The caterpillar goes into the chrysalis, doesn't overnight become a butterfly. It actually puts himself into the chrysalis or herself into the chrysalis and then jellifies. It dissolves its sense of self on purpose. And that's what I'm feeling from your reading. It's like you have allowed yourself to become the student of life and be curious by losing a sense of yourself in order to regain something more for yourself. The butterfly actually then starts to become the butterfly and emerges triumphant, and now you fly. So I feel this is the period that you've been going through. You may have felt uncomfortable, but this change is really great for you, and there's something to celebrate on the other side. For some of you, it's new love. For some of you, it's you falling in love with yourself in a deeper way, connecting to your needs. And for some of you, it could be that goal, that dream, that opportunity. It's going to come towards you. You worked hard for this, you struggled, and now it's your breakthrough. So I do see change is afoot for the positive. So, oh my gosh. I mean, I close my eyes when I pick the trinkets, and of course you can't see my eyes, so you do have to trust me on that. But we've literally got the butterfly and the wheel that connects to the Wheel of Fortune. Now, of course, it is a ship's wheel, so this is about you navigating through change, but it also means luck is on your side, and you are going to be divinely guided towards something that is going to be so exciting you will celebrate it, okay? So this is all about your direction. It's about you being in charge. And we also have a fan. Okay, for some of you, you're stepping into a period of fame and you will have a lot of fans, okay? But this is a fan. It's like fans, they cool you down. Don't sweat the small stuff. This is also an indication that perhaps things are going to start heating up for you as you connect more to your passions. Maybe there's a steamy relationship coming in here as well. But I mean, the fan, I'm just getting an energy of like, you know what, don't lose your cool. Don't worry about things. Everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to work out in your favor. Some of you may even be gifted a fan, or you may have just bought yourself a fan there as well. But I feel there's positive things coming your way, and although you're in the midst of change right now and it can feel disorientating, I definitely see it's thrilling and exciting on the other side, okay? So I'll leave it there, my beautiful Scorpio. I hope there's something in there that resonates in some way. If you'd like to enter the competition to win a free personal reading, all you have to do is listen to a song called You're the Voice by John Farnham, and write in the comments box below, at the same time as listening to the song, I stand strong with an attitude of gratitude. And my guides will bring me to one subscriber to win that free personal reading. And please keep your notification bell on, because I will upload a video with the person's name mentioned in it, and you may want to check that out to see if that name was yours, because then I'm going to have to connect with you and get your details in order to give you that reading, okay? So I'll leave it there. Thank you so much, my beautiful Scorpio, and love and light.